Hello, welcome to Weather Watchers Worldwide.
Yeah, focused in on the world, but part of the world that's going to be so active over the next week and into the weekend is the Southeastern United States. So we're going to spend a good bit of time on that. Hope you're having a great one. I'm First Coast News Chief Meteorologist Louis Turner, joined here with meteorologist Lee Southwick, who's going to be driving this ship as we talk about the next winter storm. And unlike the last winter event that we had over, this past kind of weekend, we were watching, maybe see a few wet flakes fly in parts of southeastern Georgia. We saw some in the panhandle of Florida. This weekend's event is a little different, a lot different, in fact, and kind of want to ease any concerns in northeast Florida that, we'd see some of the debilitating ice or snow here. But nonetheless, as we get towards next weekend, we are looking at something that could be crippling for parts of the Southeastern United States, and that travel issue, the flight, the infrastructure that could be threatened would have a trickle-down effect on I think us in Northeast Florida nonetheless.
Exactly. Anyone, obviously flights, I mean, we're talking big airports, Atlanta, Dallas, Charlotte, Nashville. These big airports will be impacted by this. And then even if you just drive, we're close enough that a lot of people just road trip and you'd hit that as well.
This is, and we got a lot of maybe what we'd call like a snow tourist. Somebody wants to drive out. Maybe this past weekend you went out towards the panhandle to see those flakes fly. This isn't that.
Not this time.
I wouldn't do it. And this is, akin to, you think about, I can't remember the year specifically, but you go back a decade and the ice storm of Atlanta that essentially shut down all the interstates. People were stranded in their cars for a day or two. You had casualties associated with this. This is that. This is that kind of, at least that modeling would indicate something like that for some major highways. So this isn't the idea, let me run up to Atlanta Friday, Saturday and see what I can get into. I think they're going to be stressed out enough with those folks there. And remember, like that corridor, that the I-85 kind of corridor running from Atlanta over to Greenville, Spartanburg in South Carolina, then into Charlotte, then as you go up to Raleigh and Durham, Greensboro, that's a really, really big part of the country. And they're looking at some pretty incredible numbers, when it comes to ice potential. So, big winter storm. We've got Arctic air that's just pouring in, and you see that area of low pressure indicated by that circle just off the coast of the Carolinas. That's going to be the kind of the moisture feeding situation here that pumps all this into the Carolinas.
And, so we talked about, you don't want to drive north because you said, as you said, shut down for a day or two, just really awful situation. Plus, a lot of us don't know how to drive in ice, and there's going to be ice before there's snow. So if you're looking for the snow, you would have to drive through the ice. Extremely dangerous. So, Lou, I thought we could break down where the snow will fall and then where the ice could coat stuff. Yeah,
and this is extremely complex, too, because it all has to do with the column of air in the atmosphere. Does the cold air win out? Does the warmer air in the middle layers win out, which it looks like it will, and that's when you get ice. So look at this snow forecast. So much of our country and so many major cities impacted here. Dallas to a lesser degree, but they may be dealing with more ice. To Oklahoma City, all the way across Arkansas, Tennessee, North Carolina, and north. So, even metro areas like D.C., travel, another major travel hub, we've got some pretty big issues there. But that's some, we're talking maybe a couple of feet of snow or more when you're seeing some of those deeper, darker colors.
Yeah, it's just going to be a mess. But, of course, we know or it's all messy, but when it can get really dangerous is the ice, not only because it's, of course, slick driving conditions, but the power outages that you deal with, and then it's cold for several days. Look at that potential freezing rain event. Just the whole swath from Dallas and Waco through Shreveport, Jackson, Mississippi, into Birmingham and Huntsville, Alabama, Atlanta, Charlotte right on the edge of that too, and through South Carolina. the potential for ice in Charleston. I've seen those photos before where you've had ice in Charleston. The fountains are beautiful, but it's so dangerous the city also just shuts down.
Yeah. So you get up and over, quarter-inch potential of ice and that freeze, and now power lines coming down. You've got problems with infrastructure. Driving becomes a nightmare. But why? Why would we have ice event? I mean, certainly cold air. It's going to be bitterly cold at the surface. But what happens with this sort of setup, we get something called kind of a warm nose event, where in the middle layers of the atmosphere, temperatures actually spike a bit. So you're going to get temperatures in the middle layers of the atmosphere, maybe above that freeze point, so up 5,000-6,000 feet, and then that snow melts and becomes rain again. But then at the surface, when we're well below freezing, you get that refreeze either into a sleet or that liquid water supercooled hitting a surface, and then boom, you get ice right there. So it's a complex sort of dynamics that's going to be happening with that.
And it's one of those things that it looks beautiful. Last January when we had our winter weather here, Folkston looked like that. I remember I drove through with Robert Speda. Ice covered everything. It's beautiful, but the power's out. It's dangerous to walk. Yeah. Everything's slippery. And then really it's the power outages that really concern me. Because if people are hunkering down, if they know this is on the way, then you have no way to really stay warm. So that's always dangerous. And then, of course, just the roads are extremely dangerous. You get big pile-ups when it comes to our interstates and roads like that. And so just reiterating, if you're watching right now, you're tuning in right now, it's just rain for us, okay? Yeah. We're only worried about rain over the weekend here locally on the First Coast. You have to go north to get to the ice and the snow, but still big setup, which will still impact anyone who has any weekend travel plans, because if you look at the snow forecast, it goes from Oklahoma City all the way across towards Raleigh and then north towards Washington, D.C., Nashville, so a lot of big airports. Charlotte, we're going to watch that for you too. And then Atlanta's on the cusp there, but we're going to watch out for more freezing rain or ice for that area. And Dallas, another huge airport, a big hub there. And so from Dallas to Birmingham to Atlanta and once again Charlotte, just it's going to be a messy weekend. Kind of the system starting for those western areas on Friday, but then Saturday into Sunday overspreading. So I think Sunday probably the most impactful for the areas directly north of us if anyone's driving, Lou. And
confidence pretty high. So that we're going to have almost an extreme level of impacts. So in another unusual sort of situation where models have been indicating this for days, and so and consistently, it's not the windshield wiper effect. And if anything, as we get closer, it almost seems like it's getting a little bit worse. So absolutely, timing wise, we're thinking Saturday, but big event Sunday. And this is when, if you're around Northeast Florida, Southeast Georgia, where this would impact your potential travel, work, anything like that, you're going to need to continue to check in with airlines and reconsider any sort of driving that would take you up I-75, say through Macon up to Atlanta, and or 95 over to 26 and to 77 into the Carolinas and up towards Charlotte. A big, messy winter storm event. And Lee did mention rain for us, so we're going to we're going to talk about weather impact alert for Jacksonville and the surrounding areas for Sunday. We're kind of going back and forth on that right now. We're going to get a little bit closer to time, get some better modeling, see exactly what our rain chances are like, because we know this past Sunday we had some pretty widespread rain, and it was very impactful for any of your outdoor plans. So that cold rain, do we get something similar to that again this coming Sunday? We're kind of watching and waiting. It won't. You'll see the red on the maps, and we don't want to alert or let me back up. We don't want to alarm, right? We don't want to hype up anything, because it will not compare to what you'd be hearing from your neighbors and your friends, Charleston, Columbia, Atlanta, and north. But nonetheless, it still could kind of throw a wrench in your weekend. So those are some things we need to talk about coming up here in just a few moments.
Yep, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back to break down the First Coast forecast.
Why do we come here? To reach for new heights, to dive to new depths. You can call it a team, even a community. That connection with others. We all deserve that. So why come here? This is why.
Swing into luxury, where golf and community come home. Located in St. John's, Florida, Stillwater is a premier 55-plus active adult community where golf is in your backyard. This bundled golf course community features a championship 18-hole course, top tracer practice facility, and resort-style amenities. Whether perfecting your swing or connecting with neighbors, Stillwater offers the perfect blend of relaxation and recreation. Live where every day feels like a getaway.
Maybe you're new to all this streaming, OTT, on-demand stuff.
You need a trusted news and weather source, and we've got you with First Coast News Plus.
That's some pretty serious cold.
Get your most accurate forecast, your weather impact alerts,
Heavy law enforcement presence,
extended breaking news coverage,
and that breaking news right now out of Camden County, Georgia.
and exclusive specials, all on your schedule. So download First Coast News Plus
And start watching for free.
So yeah, kind of just here within the stream, I'm reading some colleagues' tweets and posts regarding the winter weather. We're going to get local here in a moment, but a colleague in Greensboro talking about dangerous travel, power problems. They're talking about those chances of ice and then snow accumulations. The surface temperature's gonna be so cold that anything's up there, it's gonna stick. Looking at a colleague from Charlotte talking about significant ice threats with almost every kind of wintry precip that you can get associated with this at any given time for Charlotte. And the chances, even 4 to 5 days out, of this happening, very, very high. So, pretty significant ice event for those big towns. So let's get local though, and we don't have to worry so much about that again, unless, of course, and as mentioned at the top of the stream, these are such big cities impacted that there may be a trickle-down effect to flights in and out of Jacksonville, whether they are bound. I mean, everything that comes out of Jacksonville, unless you're getting one of those direct flights, but everything essentially goes to Atlanta, Charlotte, or Dallas, right? I mean, American, United, or Delta, and there could be some trickle-down effects, even if your travel doesn't directly take you through any one of those places. So could mess up the whole hub and spoke situation there. But for us, as we get into Sunday with that low traveling through and another front coming in, it's been a winter time, at least these last few weeks, it's just been parades of fronts. And we've got an active jet stream kind of set up. So we're seeing more opportunities for rain, which is needed. Maybe not on the weekend, but certainly looking like we get a kind of a more unsettled and wetter weekend outlook with cool temperatures, but not down to that freeze point. So Saturday, a little cloudier, a little breezier with some showers possible, but the higher chance of seeing a little bit of rain with a cold, damp Sunday, looking at some scattered showers there.
You did mention the drought, and I'm trying to pull up our drought monitor. I think it looks like it's focused on California. Bear with me.
No,
quick.
take your time.
There we go.
Yeah, because this past weekend we're getting incremental amounts. A little more encouraging look in the southeast. Still seeing shades of the severe to moderate drought, even extreme levels out towards the Panhandle and towards Tallahassee. But the map overall, fewer areas of the extreme, because we had seen, essentially the end of the summertime with very limited tropical moisture and in a dry, what's been, a dry fall and winter, which is normal, the drier season. But nonetheless, Central and South Florida had been living in that extreme level of drought, has gotten improvements. And now, while we do sit in that severe area, with the increased chances of rain over the next week and even couple of weeks, hopefully we'll get some improvements on that. So every little bit helps, especially when we're in our dry season.
Excellent. So our rain chances, no rain today.
Right.
Tomorrow, only that 10% on Thursday and Friday, maybe a few little pop-up showers. And then Saturday, we're talking about weekend outdoor plans. We will have some showers around on Saturday. We just expect more of that rain to be on Sunday with that system. So more widespread rain on Sunday. Also, similar to last week, it's a chillier rain because temperatures will be dropping at that point. So Saturday, we're talking more about the scattered rain out there, and temperatures still in the middle to upper 60s. But by Sunday, highs upper 50s to low 60s and more widespread rain. Lou, right now it says 60%, but there is a possibility that we do bump that up, and if we do, that would be a weather impact alert.
Yeah, and it seems likely that we'll do that. Just especially it being a weekend and any sort of outdoor plans. Anytime we're thinking about running out to church, and you don't forget the umbrella. Don't mess up your Sunday dress clothes, and then brunches and outdoor plans that you want to kind of seize the weekend. Looking like again unfortunate timing. Why can't this happen during the workday? It happens with our weekends when we're trying to recoup. I tell you what I did do. So this past weekend with the cold weather and the rain, especially on Sunday, I went into 100% soup mode.
I was hoping you were going to say soup.
Yeah, because you know me, I'm a weirdo when it comes to my soups.
Which soup did you make or buy or whatever?
Well, yeah, so I did two on Sunday. So a chili, which is a soup, right? That counts.
Especially when it's this. Yes, absolutely.
Chili's a soup. I might somebody might want to fight me on that. Maybe it's more of a stew, but I don't know. Mine chili's a little more of a soup. So went chili, and then I did a baked potato soup.
Oh, yum! And you didn't bring any in.
No, I ate all of it. I'm a little piggy. But I didn't make a huge vat. I portioned it out right. I was like, I'm not cooking because my wife and son were out of town for a swim meet, so it was just me and my daughter.
Okay.
So I was like, we're gonna make just enough for the two of us. We're gonna be happy about this. And chili was a little too spicy for her. Potato soup though was right in the wheelhouse because she likes mashed potatoes, so we kind of worked that out.
I'm gonna need your chili recipe because I only know how to make chili for about 100 people.
Oh really?
I have to freeze my chili and keep eating it because I make way too much.
I do have a little left over, but
you're just not sharing. Got it.
I'm just not as proud of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I've made better, and I can be real with myself. Sometimes you got to be introspective. Yeah. I've made better. And I was like, I don't know if I want to subject other people. I liked it, but maybe it might not have hit the spice scale that I like to generally do when I'm feeding a few extras. But no, I truly I take the big boy recipe, the one that's going to feed 20 people, and I just fraction. And maybe that's why there's a problem. Things aren't directly proportional, but I treat it like that. And then instead of 28 and a half ounces of the various, I just cut it to 14 and then go from there. But it was fine. It was good. But that was the weekend. Good. And I say all that with maybe it's another one of those weekends. And as opposed to the chili and the baked potato soup, I think this weekend I'm going to go more
gumbo.
Maybe more. I was going to say weather. Maybe gumbo.
We talked
I'm
about
not
that
very
yesterday.
good at that.
Franklin and I did because I lived in Louisiana before here, and this is gumbo weather.
Gumbo weather is great.
But I will not make gumbo because I was told I'm not from there. I will not make it right, so I'm just waiting for someone else to make.
I'm not patient with my roux. I'm just not patient with it. I get a little too anxious with the roux, so I always mess that part up. I go to a place called Walk-Ons. They just opened this restaurant up close to my house, and it's they've got a pretty good little gumbo there, but I'm going to go more broth-based this time.
Okay.
As opposed to so big. I felt like I gained a bunch of weight just from eating soup. Maybe I need it, the winter fluff.
That's what it's for.
Right.
Hibernating.
But we might just do a basic chicken noodle or vegetable soup or something like that this weekend. I gotta dial it down. But yeah, it's perfect for it because, again, book reading, movie watching kind of weather as we get into Sunday.
Yeah, really quick before we toss it to break,
yeah.
I'm going to say it in front of everyone watching. If you ever think of butternut squash or sweet potato soup, I will be actually angry with you for not bringing
it. Okay,
those are my favorite.
That's your wheelhouse, and two that I've never done before. Okay, butternut squash.
You should know you've worked here long enough. It doesn't matter if it's not up to your standards of whatever you make. People here go crazy for free food.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I will be your taste tester.
I need to think better about that. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, let's take a quick time out. We're going to wrap this thing up, a little bit closer look at the Northeast Florida forecast.
Yeah, it's going to warm up a little bit before we get to all of this rain. So if you need to defrost, we got something for you.
That's a great point. All right, stay there.
Why do we come here? To reach for new heights, to dive to new depths. You can call it a team, even a community. That connection with others. We all deserve that. So why come here? This is why.
Swing into luxury, where golf and community come home. Located in St. John's, Florida, Stillwater is a premier 55-plus active adult community where golf is in your backyard. This bundled golf course community features a championship 18-hole course, top tracer practice facility, and resort-style amenities. Whether perfecting your swing or connecting with neighbors, Stillwater offers the perfect blend of relaxation and recreation. Live where every day feels like a getaway.
Maybe you're new to all this streaming, OTT, on-demand stuff.
You need a trusted news and weather source, and we've got you with First Coast News Plus.
That's some pretty serious cold.
It's your most accurate forecast, your weather impact alerts,
Heavy law enforcement presence.
extended breaking news coverage,
And that breaking news right now out of Camden County, Georgia.
and exclusive specials, all on your schedule. So download First Coast News Plus
And start watching for free.
Still a little chilly out there today. Good chilly weather for
Yeah.
for your leftovers.
last little bit of it, yeah.
I mean, not as bad as yesterday, but temperature still cooler than normal because usually we're right on 65
Right.
for our average high. So still a cooler day out there today.
Yep, and hence the fleece in the stream. You know, gotta stay warm out there. It was, and it's cool inside. It's cool outside. Can't seem to escape it. But the positive side of this is throughout the rest of the week. You know, we get to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We do have this beautiful warming trend.
Speaking of, seasonal, which
Yeah.
is normal for this time of year, 65, that's right around where we'll be tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep, right where we should be. It is still a cold morning. So, we like to tell you when you got to help you out when things, plans need to change. For instance, I had to change my plans this morning. Always send my son on his bike to school. This was a dad puts the bike in the truck and takes him to school. He can ride home.
I like that.
Because we have wrap and peel weather.
Yes.
All right, so he wears a thick jacket in the morning and then takes it off by the afternoon. This is like drop off the bike and then ride it home.
I like it.
You know what I mean? Like
Pack and ride.
Pack and ride. He's going to be fine this afternoon because low 60s or upper 50s, low 60s is fine. Tomorrow will be fine. But even with these mornings in the 30s, I feel guilty.
Yeah, I know. I think that would be
Yeah.
rough, especially on a bike and the wind kind of
Yeah.
hitting your face. Ooh, cold.
I feel bad, and I see these e-bikes and stuff that scoot at like 30 miles an hour, and I'm like, oh, those kids. Like, I know it's fun and they get there quick, so it's like taking a Band-Aid off, but like the wind hitting them in the face, brutal. Yeah, but and it's another day, like, so Jacksonville 36, and right in the beaches 40s. But if you look at Folkestone and Waycross, Blackshear, even out extreme west side Duval, but McClenny we're going 33. But nonetheless, like, this is just yet another morning we've had in the area. We've had 5-6 consistent days where somebody has had a freeze.
Yes, I mean, Folkestone this morning, since I got in at 3 a.m., like it consistently was in the 20s.
Yeah.
It just stayed in the 20s. While, so Jacksonville this morning, I don't know, I haven't seen the official reports yet, but when I came in, it said we had a low of 32 degrees between midnight and 1 a.m. Then it went up to 37 actually. And then it dropped back down to 33 right at sunrise. But it was not as cold in parts of Northeast Florida, but still was just frigid for inland Southeast Georgia. And then even McClenny at one point dropped down into the 20s.
Yeah. So cold air, cold mornings, a little bit more mild for our afternoons, as mentioned, as we go to tomorrow afternoon, 65. So that's going to be a nice thaw out. And that trend kind of continues for Thursday and for Friday as well. So we love
Yay!
this.
I love
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Come on, look at that. Near 70 on Thursday. And we do have that 10% chance of rain. This one model decided not to populate anything now on Thursday, but you can see that little bit of 10% up by Waycross on Friday. But near 70 and then 73. And so we go from cooler than normal temperatures today to warmer than normal temperatures by the end of the work week.
And even our low temperatures by Thursday, Friday morning they're not going to be so bad. And it's probably going to be just fine for biking and walking to school, and still probably want the layer, but not terrible biting cold, because 40s, Thursday morning 48, going to be fine with the bike, the walk, and Friday morning at 50 to 73. That's a good kind of range there, a good mild winter day that we like to see. But we, again, approach the weekend where it just, unfortunately, timing and the way the system's moving across the United States and the air pouring in, how it's going to work out is, again, it's another weekend. We're going to be watching the skies and watching radar very closely as we get late into Saturday, into Sunday, with the rain chances increasing. And then with that parade of fronts, another cold, kind of somewhat cold blast back for first of the week. It's
funny because there's many times where we're saying, mornings in the 30s and afternoons in the 50s, that is so cold, and now we're like somewhat compared to what we just went through.
Yeah, we'll take some 50s, upper 50s, just fine.
I'll take 38 for a low, and of course, there's a lot that could change. This system is forming and evolving, and so that temperature, I mean, when you're 7 days out, not set in stone. We'll have to see just how cold we actually feel Monday morning. So that's something we're going to watch closely. Just like we're watching our rain chances for the weekend, we're watching how much we're going to cool down behind it. But speaking of those rain chances, before we get out of here, let's just do one more wrap up of that whole winter system, that whole winter storm that, again, is going to bring significant travel issues to areas to the north of us. So while we are just expecting rain here on Saturday and Sunday the bigger day for the rain and the impacts, Sunday more of an impactful day. In fact, we might issue a weather impact alert. It wouldn't be for any wintry precip. That would be happening to our north. We're talking about snow and ice. Do you feel comfortable if I say ice is the more impactful
100%.
of the two? Okay, cool. So we'll start with the snow. That's from Oklahoma City to Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, even a bit in Charlotte, towards Raleigh, even maybe up towards D.C. But then, Lou, this ice, that's what we really got to watch. A little bit further south than the snow, just a coating of ice is so dangerous.
Yeah. Well, so it's the difference between inconvenient and life-threatening. Mm-hmm. So snow sticking around in southern areas that don't get a lot of it each year, pretty to look at and inconvenient. But the ice forecast is for all these towns, all these major cities. If your travel plans, this is where it gets downright dangerous, and where you might want to reconsider a road trip through Atlanta or up to Charlotte this coming weekend, because any unneeded pressure on highways and infrastructure and power grids and things just not going to be needed. It's going to be a problem. So things to consider, things to watch for, and hopefully you'll consider coming back and checking in with us on a daily basis, because as we get closer to time, we get a better picture of where the kind of that snow ice line will live, and including our chances of rain as we get to the weekend, which obviously pales in comparison to what other communities and our neighbors around the Deep South are going to be dealing with, but still impactful nonetheless as things we have to watch. Lee, appreciate you driving this stream. Of course, we're back right here at 4:30 this afternoon, and watch some First Coast News starting at 5 o'clock as well. Have a great one.